Test. Aburrido. Probando. El delay. Bueno.
There's a hint of pride in his eye when he gets back, and more than a hint in mine.
Continuar. Fuera salvaje.
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two. Savage things lurking at every turn. He's faster than a slinger with those guns. Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. Kid learns the hard way not to touch those things. They shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight.
Fight. Una pelea.
Wallflowers survived the calamity. It toughened them up. Same goes for the kid. Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot. Don't ever turn your back on a pincushion. Slinger Johnson's old outpost is all that's left of him. Kid's sticks to his old standbys.
Pues sí, tengo que...
A handful of windbag shipments made it out this far. Kid's seen the last of them.
hacer daño.
Jossy's boys left all kinds of stuff out here. Then Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. Lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. Hit him anywhere but the hindquarters and you only make him mad. He's anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says. But I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped, started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health. Leech ain't so sour, it'll perk you right up when you're feeling low.
No me gusta ese con los pickups.
The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back. After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go.
Uh-oh.
Dead and welcome him with open arms. The kid pops him good. There's no way out. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. Say to a kid who's seen too much. I'm Zolf of Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gaiters.
Maldición y...
There is no way. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, somewhere I've never been, somewhere I never want to go.
¿Dónde está el último?
The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. There's no way out.
Maldición otra vez.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gaiters. sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes. He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. The security's just gonna have to straighten him out. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, it's somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. There's no way out. Dead and welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. Kid can't fall, no matter how hard he tries. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes. The security's just gonna have to straighten him out. He's a petty thief. There is no way out. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is, it's somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. Dead and welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. Say to a kid who's seen too much. I'm Zolf of Mura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Sure enough, he finds
Estos dos son el problema.
wallflowers,
Y el bacon.
cushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild moon. The kid sets foot inside one of Ceylonia's famous watering holes. He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. The security's just meant to straighten him out. Succeeds where the calamity failed. Would you look at what he did to poor old Ronnie the bartender? Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Piff, the bull. The gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone. Near lost my train of thought just thinking about that place. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Disgusting things. Hard to get a sure footing in the bog.
Sí.
Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. Kid ain't about to be plant food just yet. They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind.
Bueno, ya murió. No hay reliquias. No.
Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it. A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. The Gravers, the arm of justice, they seemed unstoppable. The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan. Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothless Lagoon. Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here.
Voy en 300. Situación 75.
All kinds of beasts we don't know up from down, still lurking about. They move quick and quiet. These beasts, they don't like company. Even the brushers learned to fear this place. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. One of them's been living in the tall grass. They called her Queen Anne. a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. The lagoon's got plenty of other dangers, of course. Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? A stinkweed. Ain't time for pecker hunting, but the kid can't resist. Can't fight Queen Anne without tools. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. Want to get eaten by an ankle gator? You know where to. Rotha's Lagoon. That ain't the sort of place you'd want to go by choice. Many a tale folks use to scare their children straight originated here. All kinds of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about. They move quick and quiet. These beasts, they don't like company. Can't get hasty in a place like this. Want to get eaten by an ankle gator? Rotha's Lagoon. That ain't the sort of place you'd want to go by choice. Many a tale folks use to scare their children straight originated here. All kinds of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about. These beasts, they don't like company. Even the brushers learn to fear this place. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. One of them's been living in the tall grass. They called her Queen Anne.
Right on.
Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? A stinkweed. Ain't time for pecker hunting, but the kid can't resist. Can't fight Queen Anne without tools. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. so she backs off a bit. Those pincushions have been living off the ankle gator scraps. Queen Anne can't fit down some of these narrow paths.
No me gusta que siempre se quede toda la nube tanto tiempo.
Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. One bad step in that tall grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch. He holds his ground. Seems the Queen's running out of options. Still no sign of the shard.
Se queda.
Kid's got a mean throwing arm. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kid's gotta make a run for it. Those leaping lunkheads don't like Queen Anne any better than the kid. That old gator's right on his tail.
¿Te lo puedes comer?
Scared a bunch of peckers out of height. Seems even stinkweeds know to stay away from the Queen. Gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait.
Oh.
Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. The shard's sitting in plain view. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running. She started to get annoyed. kids done what needed to be done. Queen Anne's reign is over. We even got a crown jewel. That Gator's a crazy gal, but so is the gal who promised to look after her. They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't. All that trouble for a single shard, but you know what? It was worth it. Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city. To fix a brusher's pike, you just need a good length of knife bark.
Bloqueado.
His bow's looking lean and mean like a prize fighter. Takes a lot of moving pieces to make a dependable sidearm. To master the musket, you gotta get rid of the recoil. Points just don't get any sharper than that. The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds.
Estos dos. A ver si puedo hacer ese.
You have to think fast to survive the wilds, and none thought faster than the slingers. They could shoot their pistols with the speed of a machine. They knew just when to start shooting and when to stop. Those pistols could spit out rounds just as quick as you could pull the trigger. Learning to hold your fire could be its own challenge. Faster.
No fue suficiente.
Well, even the slingers weren't quick enough to escape the calamity. That ought to give those dueling pistols a little extra kick. Arrows like that can practically find their own way.
A ver si se puede. Si no, voy a tener que
The
seguir
slingers
jugando
can plug you full of holes
unas
faster than you
mejoras.
can say draw. Like to edge each other out using customized pistols. Eventually, it all comes down to reflexes.
Un punto. No se pudo. No se pudo. Maldición. Voy a dejar el arco porque es, por ahora, por el momento
You don't always care for fancy guns and things. A bow and pike will do just fine. To prepare for the wilds, Ceylonia's brushers practice at Camp Dunse. Had to navigate a maze of pincushions with nothing but a pike. It's a dangerous test for a dangerous job. Health tonics were off limits at Camp Dunse. They said they made you weak. Said he couldn't use any fancy footwork, just your brains and your pike. The brushers were Ceylonia's field agents, and their training was harsh. It's a dangerous test for a dangerous job. You had to find a path through the maze as quick as you could. One well-placed throw could take out several of those ugly critters. Sometimes the course was brutal.
No lo estoy viendo. Se tiene que hacer en un minuto.
It's a dangerous test for a dangerous job. Sometimes the course was brutal. To prep for the course, the brushers could modify their pikes however they wanted.
Voy a tener que mejor. El cargado es lo que tiene que conseguir. Piercing. Los dos de recarga, los ataques de Zuka producen efecto retirada.
Don't want that thing leaving your hands until you decide it's time.
lo hice.
Did all right at Camp Dante. We got to go to the wilds. Once you started the course, they made you finish.
Sí, pero no tengo las mejoras.
You can see why the brushers prize those pikes of theirs. Gotta make sure the pointy end's fastened on real tight. Takes a careful touch to rattle those bones like that. Know how Celandia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. But now, the greatest outpost past the city line is nothing but a freak show. The Army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done. The whole place shudders in a fit. The grand rail of Point Lemaine, not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. Grand rails all grown over with things the Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf. You don't let so much as one of those things slip by.
Pues si los dejo vivir, muero.
Lunkheads settled in like they own the place. Takes fancy footwork on the rail. Wallflowers coughing fungus everywhere. Only one way to cure a cough like that. place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rails had much more fighting in bygone times. The Ura-Ceylondian War, 50 years ago, doomed to happen again. It was right here that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad.
Yep. ¿Puedes saltar? No puedes saltar.
Ceylondia lost many good men on the rail.
Ay, me empujó. Es que esa no es la parte
the rail
difícil.
must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs.
Esta
Well,
es la
the
parte
rail
difícil.
won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for it. All the rotten wood there on the rail turned it into swamp weed central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While shooting a genuine registered army carbine? Choking on swamp weed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun. It's the end of the line. You'll be picking swamp weed out of those boots for days.
Lo que odio de esa maldita planta. Las mujeres no deciden en...
Turns out he's got
Perfecto.
company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not just another wallflower, pincushion, mind you. At first he thinks it's Zolf. Turns out he's wrong. This is for you, says the man. Then wham! When the kid comes to, the man's long gone. But something else is there. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it? Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get. The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zolf. Zolf's messenger was one of his people. Wonder just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zolf told him. It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place.
¿Qué onda?
We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
Sí.
That's the way to make every shot count.
Lo que parece el libro. Ese.
All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new.
Y este es el parte.
When you've got a solid balance, you've got what you need. You never guess those things been to the wilds and back. The shards are getting harder to find.
Vamos a ver si ya se puede.
Just cause you're fast don't mean you gotta be reckless. Kid's the fastest shot I ever seen. He blew through slinger range like it was nothing.
Challenge. No lo hice. Un minuto tarde. Digo, un segundo tarde.
The wilds ain't so scary now, are they?
Ahora solo falta experiencia.
Live wine so rich, they say it's brought men back from the brink for one last taste.
Vamos a ver si puedo hacer el bosquet.
Ceylonia's army only took the best, and the best of them trained on Trigger Hill. The Triggers believed they were nothing without their rifles. Nothing beats the feel of shooting a Ceylonian army carbine.
No, no se puede.
Sometimes you had to take care to steady your shot. The Triggers had clearance to modify their guns however they chose. Some felt the course was too easy, so the Triggers spiced things up a bit. Kids rode through that course like it was nothing.
Oh. Primer intento.
The Ceylonian army would have recruited him in a flash. Not everything blew up in the calamity. Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt.
Ugh, stupid. Yeah.
Best to keep out of the cauldron. It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. That learning led to some interesting inventions. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands. Playing with the cauldron's fires became an addiction.
No alcanza munición.
Fault our people for their natural curiosity now, can you? sure we dusted off a good many secrets out here. We discovered other things we're better off not knowing.
Oh, maldición. ¿Por qué? Que no lo puedes matar rápido.
The unforgiving scent of sulfurous dirt. The taste of air so hot it sticks to your lungs.
Piedra nube.
All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. You can cook those things, but you can't eat them. Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash. The more ash we swept aside, the more life we found. We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway.
Qué agudo.
The place is inhospitable as they come. Still, we pressed on. After all, when we looked down inside Colford Cauldron, looked down through all the smoke and flames, we saw in there the heart of the world. The heart now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. Kid's thinking he's got to trek all the way back around the cauldron. Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path.
Estúpidas nubes.
biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Arms open on him like a nibble on a school day. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. The kid don't shed any tears or
Ya no muere.
With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it. It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney.
Pues sí.
The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight. They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now. The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over. Any brusher's pike can cut to the bone, but that one can cut through it. At least it won't get cold around here with that thing around. Finders keepers. Can't be too careful these days. The conscience. We haven't lost everything, long as we have that. The triggers, my brothers, bravest men I ever knew. The inspiration, a forge can fashion anything. The city, its riches nothing but fragments now. The culture, a still life of old unwanted keepsakes. The dynasty, to the families of the city, all reunited.
Aprende habilidades secretas, 18 de 20. Consigue el número de piezas de terreno establecidos. Derrota gran número establecido de diferentes. Derrota a 10 enemigos o más con un disparo en el momento adecuado. Derrota a 20 enemigos con un ataque sin sufrir daño. Perfora un enemigo con una socada y después lo rematas con un lanzamiento. Meterle rápidamente 12 balas a un solo enemigo sin fallar. Crea todas las estructuras del Bastion. Tuve un viaje a quién sabe dónde teniendo activado al menos un ídolo del tiempo.
Sometimes I want to ask him, why do any of this? The truth is, I don't want to know. He's a spitting image of Slinger Jawson with that pike and them pistols. Poor kid collapses after just one drag.
A ver si puedo conseguir experiencia.
The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history. Catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Ceylondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. Learn to break.
48.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. What was I saying? Anyway. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back.
Ah, maldición.
Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him. Finally arrived at Zealandia's vaunted safe haven. He and no one else.
Maldito hoyo. But then, all I got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made them real, not me. I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would. You don't want to know what he did to that thing, but believe me, it works.
no longer a weapon, it's a precision instrument. Without an insulated air intake, that thing's liable to blow up on you. He put some finishing touches on the business end of that thing. The brushers, they moved in shadows, but the calamity found them. The slingers, the wilds were their calling. The faith. Mother, this one's for you. It wasn't fixed, it was unbroken. Nothing makes a gun so dangerous as a keen eye. A solid frame can put an extra sting in every slice. We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan.
What's up?
Welcome to Grady Incinerator, home of the hottest wings east of Ceylondia. In all seriousness, the incinerator was a dump, and it had a problem with peckers. Blasted things would swoop in and spread trash all around, until we started using fire. We couldn't just torch them all at once. We had to use restraint.
Todos.
Wasn't any other way to teach those peckers some respect. Who knows why we fought so hard to defend our own trash? Now that's what I call a knife. Toughest thing about using that gas can is keeping a grip on it. With pike and repeater in hand, he's like a man come straight from the wilds.
Espera.
Folks say Mender mead's good for you. It's like an herb garden in full bloom. Can't rightly call Mount Zan the mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. So they figure they'll hold out right here, on a slab of mountain the calamity forgot. Good thing for those beasts the calamity saved leftovers. Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find. We only found their little lair because they found themselves a little shard. The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own. But they ain't yet prepared for any company. They even drag their children into this. It's a delicate situation.
Sí. Estúpido, mula.
Without a doubt, the situation stinks. Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean. There's only one kind of mercy left these days. What the city left behind, those beasts took for themselves. Takes a lot of convincing, and our mortars have to do the talking. Look at it this way, it's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's gain, not just ours. Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast. Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place. They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have. They've rounded up their survivors, just like we have.
La música.
Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have. We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square. You don't need to keep tangling with all those things. That's the way. He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete. The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve. A sip of lunkhead liqueur will toughen you up. Too bad it's like drinking a saddlebag. That mortar's gonna leave a lasting impression. That'll spice things up next time he gets in trouble. Just a couple shards left. The quarry's gotta have one, right? Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Zealandia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes Bastion quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap. Same goes for its natives, rattletails. Rattletails ain't the worst of it either, but more about that in a little bit. The quarry came with a lifetime supply of windbags. Windbags smaller than the naked eye can see are nested in those rocks. Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things. They're recording everything, all the time, taking it all in. No wonder all those beasts were drawn to the quarry. The rocks were calling them. Keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. Rattletails kept tunneling in, snacking on windbags. The quarry ain't exactly up to safety standards no more. Without those windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities. Even stink eyes started taking root here. Why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? The Ura always were a superstitious lot. Might be the gods told of the quarry's bad news. On top of that, we know the Ura hated anything above ground. Might be the quarry just got too much sunshine for their liking. any case, it's fair to say the quarry was a godsend. Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen. The largest ones, you know as cores. The smaller ones, we call them shards. A shard's got a fraction of a core's power, enough to fuel a voyage to the motherland. Well, now the quarry's all dried up. These rocks are much too young to be of use. Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry?
Yep.
That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive things stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. The only thing harder than the rocks in Bastion quarry was Sir Lunky's head. We never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone. Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. "Are you all right?" it says. It's him. "I've come to warn you," he says. "The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back."
Oh.
Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. "If that's the way it is," he says, "then I won't stop you, because my countrymen will." The next part's hard to talk about, no matter how many times I try. Say what you will about Zulf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though. Too bad for that. Zulf showed him the way here, and here they came to take revenge. They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the back. Should have seen this coming. Felt it in my bones. Unfortunately, they broke in and they started digging their hole. Something wrong sprung out of those holes, and it's eating away this place. We tried to stop them, but we needed help.
¿Todos? Falta.
Somehow, some way, he sensed those who were packing. Problem is, it didn't matter. Zulf's plan worked. We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the calamity. It was Caelondia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it?
Yeah.
If only Zulf knew the whole story. Suppose it's true a little song can put things in perspective. What were we to think? They must have got her, taken her back to her rightful home. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends. Now all we need is one last shard. The Mercy. The windbags ain't the only beast that drew a bad lot. The country. She's all to pieces now, but still looking good. The sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild. The marshals would have been downright jealous. Ain't that the finest breaker's bow you ever seen? The Ura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way. Just takes three things to build the greatest city in the world. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes a burstone quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the
Este ya lo hizo, ¿no?
calamity. Same goes for its natives, rattletails. Kids taking every precaution before setting off in search of you-know-who. Caelondia's armada was a glorious sight, and our ship's mortars were unstoppable. At Boundless Bay, our Navy put those mortars through a rigorous inspection. Had to use squirts to simulate explosive impact on the surface of the sea. Choosing targets with those mortars was one of the trickiest parts. You could almost see the fireworks over Boundless Bay. Good thing we got to that mortar before the beasts of the wild learned how to use it. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of those. Now the weight of the world behind us every swing.
El efecto se acumula con la cabeza de ballesta y el astil artesano. Cabeza de ballesta y el astil artesano. Pero este hace ignora la armadura. Portón de Ursera. No, voy a terminar aquí.